in love with Harry, but was wrapping him around her little finger, preparing to exploit his royal status for all she was worth.
Side by side, I see a man completely besotted by her, madly in love, and I see a woman who plays that up.
Right? Let's just say it. The fairy tale is cracking, and not quietly either. Behind Meghan and Harry's picture-perfect smiles, their love you so much hand-holding, and those overly polished yoga selfies, there's something fake, like really fake. And it's not just a little gossip anymore. Oh no, the whispers have turned into full-on screams. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have just been exposed, and not for something minor. We're talking about pretending their marriage is rock solid while it's actually hanging on by a thread.
It's proved that Queen Elizabeth was angered by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
No, this isn't just a little spat or a marriage slump. Insiders are calling it a full-blown marriage crisis. And guess what triggered the alarm? Not a big dramatic fight, not someone storming off into the California sunset. Nope, it was a conversation, one that was supposed to be super private, but of course, in Montecito, nothing stays secret for long. Sources say Meghan and Harry tried to have a reconciliation talk. Sounds healthy, right? Think again. They sat down for a check-in, their style. Therapy speak, plus PR filters, plus a whole lot of pretending. But someone on staff heard it, and it wasn't sweet, not even close. There was no love, no hope, just ice.
She gave up so much of her life, her career, everything that she was achieving, in fact, to just be part of the British monarchy and his life. Now, though, what he's finding is very much that the couple are indeed cash-strapped.
You guys, it was like watching two CEOs coldly negotiating the split of a crumbling empire. And here's the wild part. Right after that frosty, loveless conversation, they posted a cutesy throwback on Instagram, dancing in the kitchen, fairy lights, hand-holding, all hearts and twirls. Everyone swooned. Fans were gushing. But behind the scenes, people close to them were rolling their eyes. Because the very night that picture went up, Meghan allegedly told Harry she was taking the kids to LA without him. Like, what? We just jumped from date night photo to who's moving into the guest house.
Way of doing things to celebrate an anniversary, showing it to the world. Surely, if they really were as happy as she makes out, she wouldn't need to tell anyone.
Meanwhile, multiple palace insiders and at least one very plugged-in Hollywood source say Harry is not doing okay. He's been spiraling quietly, yes, but it's real. Distant, zoned out, emotionally gone. And apparently, he's been spending long hours alone at the polo club. Officially, he's training. Unofficially, he's hiding from Meghan, from the media, from the life he thought he wanted but might have actually been a big illusion. And while he's emotionally checked out, Meghan is in go mode, all hustle, launching a rosé, scrambling to fix that American Riviera orchard disaster, rebranding herself as some kind of Martha Stewart / Gwyneth Paltrow mashup. But here's the kicker. Someone on the PR team spilled. Harry's over it. That same frosty convo, he reportedly snapped, "I left the royal family to escape this exact game. I didn't leave one machine just to be part of yours. Let that sit for a sec." That's not a little fight. That's a man realizing he just switched palaces. Same cage, better lighting. Plus overpriced avocado toast. Meghan? She shot back, "You knew who I was before we got married. Don't pretend I changed." Ouch. That's not something you say unless it's been boiling for a long time. To the world, they're the bold duo who broke from tradition. But in private, it's resentment, ripping from every filtered post. And now, there are whispers they're planning solo rebrands. Yup, not quite divorce, not yet, but brand independence. Translation, how do I keep making money without having to drag my spouse into every deal? Apparently, Meghan's team is already throwing around solo ventures. Think memoir, cooking shows, maybe even a lifestyle empire. And Harry? He's eyeing a mental health documentary with zero Meghan involvement. If that's not a red flag, I don't know what is. And it gets even messier. A former staffer, yes, one of the few brave enough to basically nuke their NDA, hinted in a recent podcast that Harry and Meghan don't just act close for the cameras, they literally rehearse it. We're talking full-on run-throughs before events. How long do we hold hands? When do we glance at each other? How do we time the laugh during the red carpet moment? It's not love, it's not even affection anymore. It's content. And you can totally tell every time they appear together now, it feels off. Like you're watching two actors in a bad romantic reboot. The spark, gone. The warmth, MIA. It's like they're two people stuck in roles they don't want to play anymore, but the cameras are still rolling. And honestly, people are noticing. The body language is screaming louder than any tabloid could. Harry's avoiding eye contact. Meghan's always 3 sentences ahead, like she's writing his script in real time. And those rumors about marriage counseling, yeah, those didn't pop out of nowhere. Multiple insiders say the Sussexes started therapy this year, not for growth, not to bond, but to save what little was left before their empire crumbles. The therapist reportedly gave it to them straight. You need a break, space, a breather. And what did they do? Not take space. Nope. They booked a photo op at a children's charity, smiled like everything was fine, and posted it to Instagram. Because, of course, image is everything. Or maybe that's exactly the issue. When the whole relationship becomes a show, a perfectly curated Netflix doc, a brand, how do you even know what's real anymore? It's honestly kind of tragic. You get the sense Harry really wanted out. A clean slate, peace. And Meghan, she wanted a spotlight, a stage. They shared a dream, but now it's looking more like a silent power struggle with a joint PR plan taped to the wall. And get this, there are now rumors swirling that Meghan and Harry's teams are already laying the groundwork to go solo, like literally rebranding apart, but doing it quietly so it doesn't trigger alarm bells. Sources say Meghan's team has floated multiple individual projects, lifestyle, memoir, maybe even a Netflix cooking special with a side of empowerment. No Harry. Harry's reportedly in talks for his own thing, a raw documentary on veteran mental health with zero Meghan involvement, nothing to do with roses or orchards or lifestyle branding. That's not just drift, that's a split strategy, just without the official statement. But here's the jaw dropper. A very plugged-in ex-staffer said the Sussexes' public love is fully rehearsed, down to the second. That's right. Every smile, timed. Every look, staged. It's a production, a high-stakes performance with millions on the line. And it's showing. What once looked effortless now feels robotic, mechanical, like they're contractually obligated to seem in love. And the therapist? They apparently told the couple to step back, to stop performing, to try and find the spark again. Instead, Meghan and Harry booked yet another public appearance. Same strange smiles, same careful poses. Because if the brand crumbles, the money stops, the opportunities vanish. And let's be real, when your entire empire is built on being the brave couple who escaped, you can't afford to show cracks. But cracks? They're everywhere. Harry's checked out, Meghan's in overdrive, and according to someone close to the palace staff, they're barely speaking at home, unless it's about logistics or press. And then there's the phone calls. Yup, Harry's reportedly been calling people back in the UK. Old friends, former allies, even Princess Eugenie, one of the few royals he still trusts. Not small talk, support seeking. He's said to be overwhelmed, burned out, and, quote, losing it. That doesn't sound like a man in love. That sounds like a man who wants out, but doesn't know how to leave without blowing everything up. Meanwhile, Meghan's out here strategizing her return to the LA elite. She's taking meetings, booking business dinners, talking solo content, self-help series, wine branding spin-offs, even a potential masterclass. Just Meghan, no Harry. A Hollywood insider said it best. She's ready to relaunch Meghan Markle, period. And here's the bombshell. Insiders say she's been planning this for months. So yeah, all that recent couple content, the unity posts, the throwbacks, part of the rollout, a soft PR smokescreen while she builds a Meghan-only empire. And Harry, he sees it. He's not dumb. Insiders say during that now infamous behind closed doors conversation, he told her straight up, "You're turning our marriage into a business deal." And that wasn't coming from anger. That was hurt. Exhaustion. Real heartbreak from a guy who thought he'd finally broken free from the palace machine, only to land in a new one, built by the woman he trusted most. And honestly, you can't even blame him. He gave up his royal titles, his home, his family. For what? Another never-ending press tour? This isn't the life he wanted, not really. And now, he's stuck, smiling for cameras, posing with kids, faking it for a lifestyle brand he never asked for. What makes it worse is Meghan's not heartless. According to someone very close to her inner circle, she still believes they can make it work. She's convinced Harry just needs to get on board. Follow the strategy, stick to the rollout, because to Meghan, love is survival. And survival is branding, but That's the problem. Harry's not a brand. He's a guy who lost his mom in front of the world, who walked behind her coffin as a teen, who said over and over again he just wants peace. And now he's waking up to a different kind of pressure, one with rose labels and recipe rollouts instead of tiaras and tabloids. Let's talk about the money too, because that's a huge piece no one wants to touch out loud. Their entire freedom empire, it runs on the illusion of unity. Without that picture-perfect couple front, the brand doesn't sell. Nobody's throwing millions at a fractured fairy tale. Netflix doesn't want two people who can't make eye contact. Spotify already walked away. Brand deals hinge on chemistry, on trust, on the image that love conquered the crown. So when that icy conversation leaked, it wasn't just embarrassing, it was dangerous for everything they've built. Cue the panic mode. Sources say within 48 hours, there were emergency PR meetings, strategists, damage control, calls to friendly outlets, even quiet reshuffling of upcoming appearances. And here's the real tea. Harry almost pulled out of one of their next joint events, a summit on veteran mental health, something he actually cares about. He told his team he didn't want to sit next to Meghan, flash that scripted smile and pretend they were fine when they weren't. He didn't want to be part of the show. Imagine being so done. You consider skipping your own passion project just to avoid faking one more smile? And this wasn't a one-time thing. Multiple sources say Meghan's focus has shifted entirely. Her solo meetings increasing, her PR team rebranding in real time. And Harry, he's becoming more and more isolated. He's spending hours alone, calling old friends, walking their Montecito estate like a man trapped in a dream gone wrong. So what's next? Here's what some insiders are saying, and brace yourself. It's wild, but very possible. They're discussing a trial separation. Not a divorce, not officially, but space. Harry in London more often. Meghan staying in California. They'll spin it as expanding their charitable footprint or focusing on individual causes, but behind closed doors, it's space. Cooling off, strategic distance to stop the whole thing from crashing and burning in full public view. Because make no mistake, the cracks aren't just showing, they're growing. We're not in the romantic era of Harry and Meghan anymore. This is damage control, a quiet unraveling behind the filters and coordinated outfits. And still, they post. Expect another throwback any day now. A cute snap of Harry playing with the kids, Meghan baking, something to keep the illusion alive just a little longer. Because if the public believes it's still a love story, the brand survives. But those who've seen the real picture, they know. But here's the thing. Fairy tales don't end with curated grid posts and smiling charity walkthroughs. They end in silence. And that's what's really echoing behind the scenes now. A silence louder than any paparazzi lens, any Oprah sit-down, any tabloid headline. A silence between two people who once ran from the world together and now can't even look each other in the eye. People close to them say this isn't just a bump. This is a reckoning. All the sparkle, all the image control. It's held together with string and hope. And it's starting to fray. Even their most loyal fans are asking questions now. Why does Harry barely speak in public anymore? If he's still alive, why does Harry barely act as a good neighbor anymore? Why does Meghan seem to lead every sentence, every story, every post? Why do they never look at each other the way they used to? And the scariest question of all, what are they hiding? Because maybe the answer is everything, the love story, the unity, that we left it all behind for something real narrative. Maybe it's all just a mirage, a well-lit, well-filtered illusion that's now collapsing under its own pressure. And that conversation, the one that leaked, the one they never thought anyone would hear, it wasn't just a fight, it was the beginning of the end. Because when the cameras turn off and the brand deals dry up and the carefully worded posts stop distracting people from the truth, what's left? What's actually left between Meghan and Harry? We're about to find out. And whether they like it or not, the world will be watching.